Big breaking, I just heard some exciting news. Jackie Chan is coming back to the big screen, and I've got some juicy tidbits about the upcoming movie everyone's been waiting for, Karate Kid 2. They've spilled the beans on what might happen in the story, and let me tell you, these new details are so thrilling that you'll be itching to watch the movie ASAP. So stick to the end of the video to find out everything about Karate Kid 2. When I found out that Sony Pictures decided to change the day when the new Karate Kid sequel comes out, that made me curious to know more. They moved it from June 7 to December 13, 2024. And a new report just came out, and it tells us more about what the story of the movie will be and who the main characters are. At the beginning of this year, there were talks going around that this fresh movie might have Jackie Chan in it. You know, he was already in the previous movie series when they made a new start in 2010.
I got a good foundation here. You know, like I said, might not be as hard to teach me as other people, you know?
Hand it up.
And he acted alongside Jaden Smith. But what's not so clear yet is whether he's going to play the same role he did in that movie, or if he'll take on a whole new character in the world of the first story. But then, I read some information about the movie production, and it looks like Jackie Chan is making a comeback in the next Karate Kid movie, but it seems that Jackie Chan's part in the movie might not be as big this time. They're starting over with the Karate Kid story, but this new version is different from the original one we know, the one that Cobra Kai continued. So this new Karate Kid movie is like a fresh take on the story from 2010, when Jaden Smith's character, Dre Parker, moved from Brooklyn to Beijing. But instead of the old characters, Mr. Han and Parker, we've got new faces in the spotlight. There's Lee and Victor, who are taking on the roles of the master and the student. It's like they're flipping the story around in a cool way. You know, the final season of Cobra Kai had to stop because the people who wrote the show went on strike. This made all of us who love Karate Kid really want more. We really wanted to know what happens next in the story, and guess what? Our wishes came true. Even though Sony Pictures had to make the day when the movie comes out a bit later because they needed more time, they are all ready to start making the movie really soon. And guess what I found out? I found out some really interesting things online about what is going to happen in the movie. When I heard about the plot that was spreading as a rumor, I couldn't help but feel a surge of excitement. So let me tell you about this intriguing storyline. There's this guy named Lee living in Beijing, who's not only a really skilled fighter, but also a student. You know, just an everyday guy, nothing too fancy. But then, out of the blue, everything takes a turn. His mom drops the bombshell that they're packing up and moving all the way to Brooklyn. The reason? A work opportunity that's too good to pass up. Can you imagine? Leaving behind the familiar streets of Beijing and starting fresh in the hustle and bustle of Brooklyn. Now, Lee isn't just grappling with moving to a whole new place. He's also carrying the weight of a past tragedy. It's like this heavy cloud that never really goes away. And on top of that, his mom, she's a doctor, is dealing with the same tragedy. But her way of handling it is totally different from how Lee copes. Lee's mom is all about peace and nonviolence. She's not exactly a fan of things like kung fu and getting into fights, but Lee, well, he's got a different idea. He finds his calling by taking this guy Victor under his wing and training him in the ways of martial arts. It's like Lee has found a new purpose, something to channel all that skill and energy into. And you know what's even more unexpected? Lee himself ends up stepping back into the ring. Yep, the same guy who's now living in Brooklyn, far from his Beijing roots, finds himself back in the fighting arena. It's like life has come full circle, but in a way he never saw coming. Looks like it's a tale of journey, healing, and unexpected twists. Lee's journey from Beijing to Brooklyn, from past tragedy to new purpose, it's all a roller coaster that keeps you on the edge of your seat. Well, on the other hand, Cobra Kai is kind of doing something different. They're keeping up with the story from the original Karate Kid movie, and let me tell you, 2024 is shaping up to be a real special time for this whole movie series. It's like the first time both the old and the new stories are gonna show up on screens at once, and it's been 40 years since that very first movie came out. The big boss over at Sony Pictures Television, Kathleen Pope, she's got some thoughts about where this whole thing is going. She mentioned that she believed they had all come to understand that these worlds could coexist and have a sense of unity. She also expressed that this was particularly valuable for the fans, creating expansive and multi-layered universes that don't necessarily have to occupy the same dimension. Oh, and by the way, These words from Pope popped out just as they're cooking up a bunch of new ideas for Cobra Kai. Even though they're wrapping up Season 6 and calling it the end, they're still brainstorming more cool stuff to do with it. The strikes are like big obstacles that might mess up the cool ideas we had for the 40th anniversary party. You know, we were super excited about the new Karate Kid movie, but we had to wait even longer for it. It was supposed to come out in June 2024, right on the 40th anniversary of the Karate Kid, but now they're saying it'll come out in December instead. WGA and AMPTP couldn't agree on stuff when they talked recently, like they couldn't find common ground. And SAG-AFTRA really wants everyone to sit down at the negotiation table and figure things out. I don't have too much info on how they're putting together the new movie just yet, but it seems like they're really working towards getting it ready for a release in 2024. The reason behind this choice is actually quite interesting. Next year will be a significant milestone, as it will mark 4 decades since the very first movie in this series came out. Given this special occasion, it makes a lot of sense for the creators to bring out a new movie as a way to pay homage to the original masterpiece. Drawing a parallel, it's a bit like how they're handling the final season of Cobra Kai. They're crafting it to be a fitting tribute and conclusion to the beloved story, much like what they're probably planning for this new movie. So it's safe to say that fans of the series have some exciting things to look forward to, both in terms of revisiting the past and experiencing something fresh and new. As I look forward to the upcoming Karate Kid 2024 movie, I'm really excited about the trailer that's going to come out soon. This trailer will give me a little sneak peek into how amazing the movie is going to look. They're planning to release the actual movie in December 2024, but I'm guessing the trailer will show up on screens around the middle of 2024. Usually, the people at Sony time it so the trailer comes out when they've finished all the main filming and special effects stuff. This way, they can show us some really cool parts without giving everything away. Right now, the team that's coming up with all the creative ideas is getting everything together, so we're all waiting to hear more news about when the trailer and other little teasers will show up. I can't wait for it to come out, and it feels like the journey to get there is just getting started. It's like they're inviting me to remember all the good things about Karate Kid and get ready for something new at the same time. But what about you? I know you have lots of things in mind regarding the upcoming movie and what happened with Cobra Kai, so don't hesitate and put your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for joining me in this exciting preview of what's in store for Karate Kid 2. If you're as eager as I am to dive deeper into the world of Karate Kid, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any updates. And hey, if you want to be among the first to catch the electrifying first look of Karate Kid 2, make sure to click on the notification bell as well. Get ready to embrace the legacy of Karate Kid once again. It's going to be an incredible journey.